record. Give it a few seconds to deal with unpleasantness. Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to the RP Geeks. I'm the Sonic Geek. Here with me again is Red Nova.
Hello.
And it is time for some more job quests. Today we're looking at Rogue. We're playing Final Fantasy XIV. I'm a little drunk.
Oh.
Slightly. Fitting for this guild, but
Yeah, and what he's played next. Rogue.
yeah. Yep. We're looking at some rogue quests. And it's to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself. Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll be wanting to feel for the weight and speed in your new weapons. I reckon those bleating cheats in the field outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Aye, test your blades on a few of them lands, then slice up some rats and pugils for good measure. Mind that you mill them beasties one at a time, though, lad. I know you served far worse in the past, but you're no dimber-damber with them stabbers just yet. I need scissors, 61. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, typical lingo for Jackie there.
Yeah. So this is all the stuff that you've been going through.
Yep.
Let's go to middle. Testing. Okay.
Yep.
Double checking to make sure.
Kill the early game enemies in the quest.
Yep. Okay. It's raining. So pretty. Stab all the things. Including the things that should not be messing with me. Come here, little buddy. Why did you do this, drunk? Because life is short. Yeah. Been a while since I've done a drunk episode.
Yeah.
Oh boy, now to go slice up some fish. Who wants sushi?
Fish. Fish.
Morty.
Gotta slit some throats, Morty.
Can't wait for tomorrow. Finally making this frickin' free company thing official. That's gonna be nice.
There you are.
Yep, here I are. Are you actually on right now?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Invite to new company. There.
There we go. Maybe we'll accept once I get back in this.
Okie dokie. Woo! 1 of 3.
Oh, I gotta get 3 people to sign first.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting, huh?
Yep. And I already know I have 2 lined up.
Yep.
Gotta wait till they're online. Which should be tomorrow.
Yep. I was been able to get caught up, or
if not, we're gonna be taking some time to do that.
yeah. Fake can blaze through the story stuff, though.
Yep.
It's basically just needing to do the dungeons, the 2 dungeons.
Yep. Just as much a veteran as the both of us.
Yep.
Oh shoot, I've not been reading. Oh well. Get your blade work up to scratch, Harrison. Might just have a job for you. Not like there was much important that needed to be said anyway.
Yeah.
This is where the fun starts. Oh there, Harris. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow me wids and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple things what we ain't yet familiar with. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Laminsa. So why do you think there are still so many sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for him to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. By attacking Garlean vessels. All you need to do is apply to serve the thalassocracy as a certified privateer. The captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the old goats come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, that's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder and then sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils, and that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fambles on a Magitech device, firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you'd best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. Speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. Lalafell. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defined rooks and bite back that Magitech part. What's the cult need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, ain't you? It's Harris's first assignment. You're to go along and give him the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of new... bugger it. He's like, fine. So I guess we're to be partners for the now. The name's Perimu Horimu. Most of me fellows call me Underfoot. Might seem a touch reluctant, but Perimu's one of our best. You just do as he says and you'll get the job done. So what are we doing, little man? Alright then, me young rogue, seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. Well, I mean, I can't unlock Dancer yet, so... With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, aye? But we ain't bleeding swads in shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gan. So if you don't fancy spilling blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master. The Shade Shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right. Now it's time you put this lesson into practice against some of those Orali out in Lower Lenosha. I hope you was paying attention, lad, because those tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy. Oh boy, killing fucking jellyfish. Just how I wanted to spend a Friday night. Morty.
Got stabbed and jelly for death, Morty.
Oh, hey.
There we go.
Didn't actually expect to see you out here. Hey, you know what? Why not? You're doing gladiator stuff.
Yep. Yeah, in case I do decide to go with them during Heaven's Ward, and thereafter I will.
Gotcha.
Still not decided that yet, but doesn't hurt to level them up now.
Yep.
That's the benefits of having duty leveling unlocked.
Yep.
Besides getting Gil, which I also would like to get.
Yep. Oh, the Gil will come in time. There you are, you fuckers. Yeah. Thank you. There we go. And back we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm planning on going Paladin for Endwalker when we do eventually get to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's even though it's a pattern of which ones you're picking for each one, pretty much the symbolistic job of
the
expansion.
Thematically appropriate ones, yes.
Yep. Yeah, Dragoon for Heaven's Word.
Yep.
Samurai for Stormblood, etc.
Well, I mean, Samurai works also, but I think if I wanted to fully go thematically appropriate, I'd probably go... Like, for Stormblood, I'd go for Monk.
Oh. Yeah, either one actually works.
Yeah, technically speaking, you are a monk during the benchmark for Stormblood.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
You know, I actually thought of a really cool, like, completely thematically appropriate party makeup for Heaven's Word. Or not Heaven's Word, Shadowbringers. Tank, Dark Knight, obviously.
Yeah.
Healer, Astrologian.
Yep.
And DPS, Black Mage and Reaper.
Oh, yeah.
The Warriors of Darkness.
Yep. That would be very appropriate for Shadowbringers, too.
Yeah.
We're all being saved by the Warriors of Darkness.
Yep. Alright, I'm back. Done with your practice, then. The sting of them tentacled buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Now that we've got your blood rushing, I'd say it's time to get down to work. First things first, we need to track down them addled coves what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see, and we've agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wattles to the ground. Let's pay us a visit to each whole one at the Drowned Wench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets you. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lad, trust me. Hold on. Ah, God damn it. Alright, voice mod, what'd you fucking do this time? Where is it? I'm not setting you up for a laugh. Where is it? There it is.
Okay, I believe you.
That's apparently something I'm going to need to fix. Oh, I see. And a quick test.
Oh no!
Awesome.
And Knuckles.
And Knuckles, yes. My go-to Knuckles, my go-to voice clip test. Make sure everything's working okay. Order yourself a weak ale. It'll all make sense in a bit. Hi, I would like one weak ale, please. Are you sure, sir? It sounds like you've had enough tonight already. Never in all my days. May serve some cheap grog in the wench, but not that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, perhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu. Just some large fucking catman stumbling into the wench. One beer, please. Aye, there's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. There's something in particular I could help you with. Ah, the trouble over... The fucking Garleans. Fuck those guys. The trouble over that Magitech loot. It's not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court... Fucking what? They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms. What the fuck does that mean? They have a preference for seizing Garlean machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Middle Lenosha to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take position of a Mark something anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. Hold on. XL triple I. I need to look. Just out of curiosity, I'm looking that up. Roman numerals. L50. So that would be a Mark 43. Okay. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the Goblin Camp in Summerford. Oh, hey. Thank you. Summerford, eh? On your way, lad. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. And what a coincidence that you happen to be teleporting there for some fucking reason.
Oh, man, Charlie is a real dick. Oh,
Yeah.
back to that one of the white arm. Oh, he's so far up that guy's ass.
It's like, you know, it's a real piece of shit. A fucking sad guy. Fuck that guy. Get your noggin down, Harris. I've been snilching the action across the way there. What the fuck? No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coasts stuffing the Garling gadget into his backpack. I knew he told him to steer us aright. This is your chance, lad. Clout that gambler gobby and grab all that device. Maybe after you speak fucking English. I've lost track of which...
Yeah, the bar every now and then.
I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking it's that sod on the left. Should make sure you dance away from any bomb blasts. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball ain't exactly effective. Dungeons and Dragons would beg to differ. Alright, fuckers. Bring it. Alright. Are you back there? Did you really need to exterminate the whole fucking camp, lad? That's the way, lad. There's not for me to do but sit on me daddles and watch. See if you got the goods then. Yep, and here it is. Aye, this is the device, and no mistaken. Let's get it back to the guild, eh? Still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all. Why, thank you. Captain! Captain, I say! Some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues while we sought to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother. My blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. These are some fucking eloquent fucking pirates. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly. With me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! Dainty's fucking right. Jesus criminy. Back to the guild. Oh, entrance right fucking there. Alright. A dainty dilemma. That's one hell of a quest name.
Yeah.
To the Fisher Guild. And turn around. Boing. There's a fat ass chocobo.
Hashtag fat chocobo.
Hashtag he's fat. Can you head inside? Yes, please. I'm back, and I got the thing. Managed to grapple that firing mechanism yet, Harris? Here you go. And meanwhile, as everyone's talking, still in one piece, too. You've done well for your first assignment, lad. Don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the Roughmans. The Roughmans.
Roughmans, yeah.
You've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jack. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh ho! This is not at all what I expected from the inside of a convent. And who might you be, sirs? Ha ha ha! Your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect. Our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. Yeah. There's the cat who misappropriated our merchandise. Yeah, we're not quite at Hildebrand levels of ridiculous just yet. I concur. He is the selfsame simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise. Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods. At least not yet. You there! Yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. The fact that I'm reading this with any clarity is kind of amazing. In fact, I'd argue I'm actually probably doing better than I usually do sober. Oh, yeah. An errand boy now, am I? Yeah. Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? Well, I suppose it's some matter of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss or some such. And you've yet to realize your mistake. Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with the upstarts. You still don't understand, do you? Came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfuckers. There are but three sorts of culls what the doorman will let pass. Clients, recruits... Don't spit! I'll kill you all! Didn't your mum teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You'd have learned that the third sort of cull is a bullocks for brain's mark, what marches himself right into the rogue's den. Shing! Rogues? But we were so careful. I'd heard tales in my...
Yeah, sure you were.
Yeah. I'd heard tales in my pirate days. Stories about the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were. The knives in the shadows. He's just like, errors have been made. You can't be them. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the Dainty Demolishers is not so easily cowed. To hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades! You done fucked up, son.
Yep. That was what he knew. He fucked up.
Wait.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Yep.
Deceptions? Aye, anyone you meet can be a rogue, Captain. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. But there are a lot of places around here that can support someone of his weight. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Welcome to Limsa Lamence's ever-turning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. Woo! Not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. Coves what protected the code were dimber dampers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods, what was wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under cover of dark men's. Upright thief became the title for these coves what dealt sanctioned stealing and milling. It was only those as had cut all ties with the buccaneers' life what was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking. What was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Merlevib took the admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change, and altered our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same: uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment. Keep up the good work, Harris, and you'll go far in the shadows. Yay! And let's keep going. A fine evening to you, Harris. And a fine evening it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? What you got for me? Time around, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a Lumenson vessel to begin with, the Yellowjackets fell upon them daft coves before their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful, since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Lamensons and all that. So this is your assignment, me natty lad. Find out where them weapons went and bite that shipment back. Seeing as the cutters has hit that merchantmen are already rotten in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers a-stabbing. I want the job handled quick and quiet, and have the perfect partner to show you how it's done. It's like, oi, over here. This here's Vakeb, the Stray. Ain't no other rogue can match her in the art of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem, Vakeb. You seem a bit out of sorts. Bloody starving. Haven't had one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck? When I got back from my work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh, that was Vakeb's? I thought it was Underfoot's. Well, you just had it on the job, and I'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jack. He's like, oh fuck, I gotta go get her one before she gets back. One more little detail you should know. The muskets was meant for the Yellow Jackets' armory, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their culls directly. And he's like, now, if you'll excuse me, I got some business to take care of. Quickly walks out of the guild. Shit. Start whenever you're ready, Harris. Had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few words with her first. We'll find her at the Highland, posing as a fishmonger. I think that's that spot just outside the Coral Tower, possibly. Marauders Guild. Yep. Oh no, that's the 7th stage. Where the fuck am I going? Oh. I was on the wrong side of the map. Hi. Hello there, sir. We've carp and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind, what Sparkle put a bloke on his arse. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them from foreign merchants. What were they called again? The Traders of Edge. They hail from the South Seas Isles and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. Should warn you, these folks ain't one for questioning. The source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, then you'd best hurry. Yet a merchant what's visiting Limsa looks to load up and leave the city afore long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. With all the iron blades he got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition, it does. I'm sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as you can learn a little more from the folk around town. I have to go talk to people? Not quite. Not caught again. Alright, so here's what I know. Traders of Edge, eh? Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. Trick is to listen in without being seen. Be surprised at how cults will cackle when they think no one else is about. Focus on places which see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the Ferry Docks, and East Hawker's Alley. I'll try me luck at a few other spots, and meet in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your waddles open. Yeah. Okay, out this way, to the left. Beautiful morning in Limsa Laminsa. Let's all go to the gold saucer, to the gold, to the gold, to the gold saucer. God, how long has it been since I've actually watched through Machine Abridged? That might be something fun to do once we're done with FF7R.
Yeah.
Where the fuck? Oh, right. Reading! Something I apparently can't fucking do. Okay, and back in. Diving Dove appears distressed over some matter. Poacher will cloak by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on her grumbling. Ugh, the sneer on the customer's face. Do you think I can demand the skillet to cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule?
Yeah.
I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limsa Laminsa, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. What was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. And Jack's like, yes. My plot to correct my mistake is coming along nicely. Why am I emoting? I don't want to emote. Not right now. And I have nothing to trick attack. Okay, Hawker's Alley. East is on the right side. Gerulf is speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer. Approach him while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to eavesdrop on his exhortations. I love how this large fucking tropically dressed Catman is just apparently hiding in the middle of this busy marketplace.
Yeah.
Iron Thunder, Fruit Web. Which one is... Oh. Yes, thank you. Gerulf is hawking his wares to a customer. Quite an eye for quality, sir. We have a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea. One simply cannot visit Limsa Laminsa without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some special... Let me try that again. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Lenotian orange juice? Or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your taste. Gerulf continues to espouse the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignment. The fairy docks. Yep, that's what I thought. Right outside the Rogues Guild, imagine that. Where Renato appears distraught. Approach him while cloaked by your hide ability and attempts to eavesdrop on his... Renasu was mumbling anxiously to himself. Curse my sense of duty. With that I had stayed at the winch for that extra pint instead of returning early. Didn't ask to see anyone being bribed. Certainly not my relief pilot. Wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? You'd end up face down in the harbor. Well, that certainly sounds like useful information. Hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers, Colt, but any rogue what shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. Sneaky cove can nose about without risking a scrap, or slip himself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What'd you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? Slipping coin to a ferry pilot. Slipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from that chef at the Bismarck, the trader means to hop the twig, and soon. Matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. Wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, then you ghost in and grab them firearms. When we can get the job done quiet and under cover of Darkmans. But it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. Oh boy, solo instance.
Yep.
I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have him post a call near Hawker's Alley. That way you won't have far to bolt once you've bitten the goods. The mark should be along any moment. Have you got your skulking boots on? Let's get ready to rumble! Like, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting guns.
Okay, we're fun.
Got him. You're not supposed to be here. Thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. My crate of muskets. It's gone. Thief! Stop him, you useless sluggers. What am I paying you for? I love that just cocky smile like, gotcha, bitch. No place to run. Time to get your stabbers out. Way ahead of you. Opponents are the one who brings me their hides. Wow, this guy's tough. Especially for a monk. Or a pugilist, rather. Can't hide anymore. Don't mind me. near Hawker's Alley. Boop, 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 boop. Not even here. Wow, what a bunch of morons. Here you go. Aye, these are our stolen muskets. The quartermaster will be pleased. Duty complete. Yay!
Yay!
Alright, we got the muskets back to the Yellow Jackets. That turned hairy, didn't it, Colt? Once you reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the Benet news. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now we've whittled the cause of it. Thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. Well, that wasn't exactly an option. That many swats, was there? But you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Harris. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time. And a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Speaking of unexpected developments, I have a bit of bad news for you, Vakeb. Search high and low, seems some unprincipled cove has yaffled your sandwich. There were not but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich, it was a Bismarck special. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? My belly's about ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now. With a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are you, Jack? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis the guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Ah, Jack, there you are. I got that sandwich you ordered. And didn't this chef give me a waddleful when I said he was in a hurry? When I said we was in a hurry. Maybe next time you can think twice before you yaffle a fellow rogue sup. Oh, bollocks. Open mouth, insert foot. Jack, did you eat my supper? Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? Give Chloe something what belonged to me, Jack, and I can't ignore the code. Hi, the code. You mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass? He's like, oh, fuck. And strung him up. That might be the swiftest string up I've ever seen. Especially for that high up. Holy shit. Punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Harris. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa. Keep the alleys from running red with blood. The city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. Pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbor. God's pissed these ropes are tight. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. Gasp,
Oh.
who could this mysterious person be? The
Look, it's douchebag number 2.
Yep. The impropriety of it all. Was that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. And of course it's a fucking Lalafell.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't it be? Looking to head inside? Yes, please. God, the Rogue's questline is way more story heavy than I remember. Ow. Them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I've wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. Just think, if it kept strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves well and truly stomp on the code, get it far worse. Keep up your training, Harris. Keep up your training, lad, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. Alright. Stifled screams. Ah, Harris, just the cove I was hoping to see. Some nasty trouble brewing. Client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. Calling Underfoot and the Stray in on this as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. I think I may actually just do this one and then call it good for the night.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Jack, the client's arrived. Our guest here has come from Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse, thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates had never even heard of the code. Pillaging honest culls and dipping their wicks in the slave trade? They're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Aye, though it ain't set down in so many ways, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those as raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were culls what was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you risk becoming what it is you hated the most. So you have a mark for us, then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It would appear, however, privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other lemons and citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. We've let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty codes will feel our short blades pricking into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret, for the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Vakeb, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation and see what you can whittle about the culls what have already been sold. And me? Harris, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. And I believe once upon a time this was the assassination skill. Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats then? The client tells me that the Jolly Merchantmen set sail from Aleport a few bells ago. Oh, aye, they might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of the crew'd be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove me theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping around the Ruffmans in lower Lenosha. There's a Bene Cove over at the Morabee dry docks by the name of Swarson, what'll likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his glazes keen for the guild. Head over there and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. Alright, to the Morby Dry Docks. That is the wrong way. I think. Hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, you're going the right way here.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta look for a wall to jump over. I know what you are. What can old Swarson do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers? Ah, well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spotted an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke and this poor skinny lass, seemed whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about the slavery business is true, then that jolly merchant's not gonna walk his charges all the way to the market. No, he likely has a boat waiting for him. If I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the salt strand. Doesn't leave you much time. Said Jack was on his way, yes? Best go on ahead and I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Go this way and just head straight out. Yeah. Of course, someone riding in the fucking Magitech. And then jump. Destination. Right as I get into battle, too. It's like, yes, because that don't look suspicious at all. Swarson came through for us, eh? Now what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Sudden move, I told you. Me peg-legged grandma hobbles quicker than you miserable sacks of shite. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience? I'm sorry, please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food, water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me or just plain daft? Told you to keep your bleating mouth shut. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Leviathan's scaly arse, she's weeping again. Listen, we're headed to Aleport, alright? Where me and me shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others is looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scraping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded onto the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God's nowhere, and Limsel be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last big gob full of sweet Lenosian sea breeze. So we're tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Aleport, and we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. Jolly merchants will get their due. Don't you worry about that. They've gone. To Aleport! You best hurry to the airport. Unless you have a quicker way, there's a ferry what leads from Candlekeep Key. I'll meet you across the water, lad. Alright, fucker. You want to go? Let's go. Should have left when you had the chance. Alright.
Yep.
Off to airport. I am here. Where is he? Oh, he's way at the end of the dock there. Oh, that reminds me. How much MGP do you have saved up?
I haven't done much of that, if any, yet, so...
Okay. Because if you're going to do it, now would be the time to do it. Fortunately, check this out.
Ooh.
So if no one else manages it, I can get the car. Get in, losers. We're going questing. Harris, that jolly merchant cove's still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass, aye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some cull recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles all innocent-like while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And you can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner what raises a hue and cry. Patience now, Colt. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you best sharpen your stabbers. We have a busy night ahead of us. Oh boy, another solo instance.
Yep.
Ready for the job then? Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. Let's do it. That ought to be long enough. Just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, Colt. Merchants are disguised as plain old venturers, and they've settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here at Aleport. How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles of that bingo swilling cull over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type what that nasty sod of the salt strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in the crowd. Of course, it's also how it willed where each of the bastards was staying. Just snilch the hopeless glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure they've found your mark. Here's the job all laid out for you. You hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back, alright? Sounds like a plan. Oi, the storeroom doors have been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. He's like, ah, fuck. Well, they can't have gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Ugh, what's that merchant cove gulping pilfered ale? Think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. Now we got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around in the darkmans, I have a feeling they'll act first and ask questions later. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent culls in there as well, mind, so let's try not to stab at any as don't deserve it, eh? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellow jackets. So we'll let you take the lead. After you, Harris. Alrighty then. Time to hide.
Yep.
Doop, 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 doop. Do believe one's in here. Maybe.
On the bedroom areas.
And you.
There we go.
Uh-huh. Then trick attack.
Yep.
There you go. And back into hiding. Just be sure I didn't miss one. Oh, could have just got... Motherfucker. Okay. I took the long way around. God, there's a lot of these guys. Yay, stealth. Rolling a nat 20 on these stealth checks. Can't go that way.
Nope.
Can I go through the store? I can. Question is there anyone worth taking out here? Nope, doesn't look like it.
Actually, you might have gone past the door. Yeah, I think there's like 2 doors down here.
Ah, gosh dang it. No, this is the one I did first.
Okay, yeah, so it's the next door down from this episode you probably missed.
Yeah, that one right there. Nope, nope, nope. There we go.
Yep, see him back there.
And trick attack. There you go. And hide.
Yep. I should be able to go back to the other one you were in earlier that had nothing in there.
Yep. Ignore me. Yes, just ignore the big blue cat walking around in a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. There's some new folks there.
Yeah.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Trick attack. Got him. That looks to be the last of them. You didn't even need my help. Back into the shadows, lad. These guys over here just like fight, 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 fight.
Yeah.
Fracture. There's a skill I haven't seen in a while. Duty complete.
Yay.
Yay. Not bad. Not a bad night's work, eh, Harris? Maelstrom will be taking care of them poor culls we freed, and I made sure none of the merchants we downed are late to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys. It won't be for teen crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me natty lad, our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Excuse me, are you the ones who freed us? Aye, or is there something else we could do for you, miss? Maelstrom Swats will take you home if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I just wanted to thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. There's something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back. I beg your pardon? Seems they'd been hunting for slaves in western Lenosha, and being so close to Aleport, the captor assumed they were rounding up chattel until last bell. Just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? Certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I will pray for your success. Thank you again. Yeah, so much for savoring a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Harris? I think it's time I learned you had to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open rough winds, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lad like yourself will figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep it in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. Yay.
Yeah.
I can now throw daggers.
Yep.
Bam, 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 bam. Oh, look, another one. Those last few jolly merchant bastards must be camped out somewhere in western Lenosha. If I was a black-blooded, gill-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's naught to the west but the Sahagan pools. Even those bollocks for brains pirates know better than trespass on fishback territory. And they won't want to chance run into patrols near Aleport, so that just leaves us east. A flock? Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up the trail. You head on over and snooze the place while I send word to the sisters in the Maelstrom. To the flock! Boo, 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 boo. Thank God they're so close by. Thank God we'll soon have our mounts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another thing we should hopefully be able to do tomorrow. Let's finally get our goddamn mounts.
Yeah. Oh.
Then we can all just ride the whale to our next objective. Oh boy, another solo instance.
Yay.
Well, so much for that. Come on. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you got there, Harris. No signs of the merchants, though, eh? Their leader mentioned heading over to Aleport. Said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray, let us flee this place before we return. And who are you to just saddle in and let loose our hard-won prizes, hmm? 'Twas the damnedest thing. We had half a crew lodged in an airport, and not a one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs what favored the short blades, they say. I'm supposing that was you two. Seems you have a bone to pick with their choice of trade. I can't say as I've much use for slavers, except as a place to bury me knives. Oh, and it wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin 3 healthy slaves like them ones will bring us. We'll have a new ship and a new crew before a single moon is passed. You hear that, chattel? Your youth worth a shining bloody fortune. And you have me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleating sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These troves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the darkmans, but the shadows are always listening. There you go. Always more of them. Birds move slow, but they have a nasty peck. Or you could just stab them. Thought it was slavers, not bleeding farmers. Oh my god, how many dodos do you have? Okay. And that seems to be all of them. Underfoot is here to get underfoot. Or at least I would if any bugger was left standing. It's a fine pile of corns. There's not for us to do. No scraps for latecomers. Colt and me had a hunger. Oofta. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. You always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. You think I could be a hero like you? I know I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now, me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of, because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after you, no matter how far you run or how well you hide. He's like, oh. Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need to worry about that. Aye, you two can stubble it and all. Uh-oh. I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants? I am Captain Malala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's all right, lad. These folks will take care of you. Go on. You'd best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd. Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? Is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa Lominsa from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection? Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leaves them at the table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them, twist your teeth as you swing over the rails like the pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets.
Like I said, douchebag number 2.
Yep. Basically, just shoot the fuckers. Jack, what the bloody hell does this cull want with us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this a visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed, but it is the theft of 3 items in particular. 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distresses my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale. What's it to do with us? I challenge you. A contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greatest share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Ah, blow it out your waddle. I have better ways to spend me time. Oh, do you now? This incident constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa Lominsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. All right, you screeching shrew. You made your bloody point. And you'll be sorry that you did. I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa Lominsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well.
Yeah, conviction my ass, you blow up.
What now, Jack? For right now, we head back to the sisters. Back to the guild. Boy, that took longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Alright, Morty. You're a little potato bitch lesson, Morty.
For a wee lass, that Malala's got some bollocks. And it seems she's well done with aught. And it seems she's well done with aught what with a pirate stock. I don't take kindly to culls pulling me strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken and we got a job to do. From the sounds of it, them codes knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need you at your best. Time you learn the art of mugging. Rough up a cull in just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bitten baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? Yay!
Yay!
Bing, bing. Yeah. Funny thing is, I'm one level away from the next one. Alright. Rogue Quest, level 20, Runners in the Mist. Been practicing your dance step, Harris. Well, I don't have Dancer unlocked yet. We're about ready to run rings around Captain Malala and her squads. Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigations into the treasures, what was cloyed from that maelstrom tub, but as you know, we've got our own network of coves what don't miss not of the goings-on about town. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be you, me, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Sounds like a plan.
Yep.
There's
Jackie.
Yep. McKeb's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure we're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, you have 2 goals for this job. Fight back them 3 treasures, and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that that Yellow Jacket shrew will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the marks. And seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our do-beaters on this one. They say we grapple them baubles before she's even lifted anchor and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awful keen on the contest all of a sudden, Jack. Aye, well, here's the thing. Sent me a grievance to the Thalassocracy regarding the Shrew's challenge. But them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Malala to blunder about in the scary darkness, now would we?
Are you sure about that?
How very gentlemanly of you. Well, them's the cards what we've been dealt, ain't they? Store your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of that maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond which shines like a star, I suppose. Then we got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings what once graced the wattles of a Sultana of Ulda. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remained a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all 3 of these trinkets were recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods, what is too extravagant or just too bleeding rare for the average cull to deal in. Our 3 wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the Thalassocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. That's when our marks swooped in and picked the transport clean. I had a few wids with the Maelstrom sailors that survived the attack, and they pointed fingers at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one cull seed hide nor hair of the curs, to mention their bloody ship, since the raid. Sorry I'm late, Jack, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo what was cloyed from that transport was just found during a routine inspection at the Lithogran checkpoint. Lithogran? The Kurz made landfall, then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackets ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. And best you get eyes out there quick like. Harris, underfoot, you're fresh for a run, ain't you? Come on, Colt. I'll race you out to the checkpoint.
Request accepted.
Woo! Well, the kid's just like, I'm gonna go take a seat. On the wrong side. That checkpoint is okay.
Middle of Dosha.
So I just want to head out of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. I won our race. You owe me a pint, Harris. Japes aside, though, it looks like the kid was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from swabs at the gate, it seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods what was known to be aboard that transport. Carted the Porsad away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. Saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I'm feeling they won't open their gans for the asking, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. Think you could skulk over there and see if they found them treasures yet?
Yeah. Time for hide.
Gotta be all sneaky like.
Yep.
I think I'm on the wrong side.
Yeah, I think you...
Oh. Well. Hi. 2 Yellow Jacket soldiers are inspecting the seized cargo. Approach them while cloaked by your hide ability and attempt to listen in on their progress. This is all junk. No diamonds, no earrings, no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll just have to lean hard on that skinny peddler if we're to find them treasures. Sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods to the checkpoint and not else. A pile of pugil shite. Listen, the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Malala's already given orders to double the guard and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. Like, well. So they found not of value, eh? Benny. Thought we'd lost the contest before we'd even properly started. But be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a cult to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler's that daft, surely. Even if by some miracle of gods you scorn through the Lithogran without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what you cloyed it from? No, there's a bigger picture here. We need to take a step back to see it. Assuming the Kurz hired the peddler to do their dirty work, there will be someone in the shadows who's brokered the deal. They just happen to know a cove what makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. Seem to recall the navigator's veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that'd put him... At Tillard's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't we go ask him a few questions before we head back to the guild? Bing, 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 ba-da-ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-da-da-ba-bam. Ba-da-da-da-da, bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, bum, bum, bum. I pride myself on my memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? Must be sure of your intentions. Thank you. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the colts, eh, Granddad? Come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler what was caught at the Lithogran checkpoint, moving merchandise for the grinning curs. Pleaded innocence even when he had the screws put to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would you? Every last sordid detail. A single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Granddad. Here's your usual purse. Sum is paid. The deal is made. May my answers sate your feckle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the grinning curs, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The curs wanted that cult to get caught. Now the jackets have had a taste, they'll waste their time yaffling every shite pipe that comes through their checkpoints. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans along with the grinning curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue, the Mist. Aside from the traveling merchant, the Cur's associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator. One who has practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxies Pull. The Doxies? Gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. That's where you say the Curs have gone to ground? There's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sitting dimber in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods to Lenosha. And the Canny Coves just needed to wait for the peddler to get boned to draw the glazes of the Yellow Jackets inland. Need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is cleared, they'll flee for open waters. Fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. Doxy's Pull was once an impenetrable shroud. Ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning. Mists conceal other dangers besides the dogs you seek. Careless step may land you upon the chopping block. Chopping block? It can't mean... Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jack and tell him what we've learned so far. Thank you, old man. Well...
Yeah. Are you just going back by mountain?
Yep, figured I may as well.
Yeah.
It ain't that far.
No.
I mean, if I had to go on foot, I would have considered it. Ooh, the Fisherman's Guild.
Yep.
About time, lad. He was gone so long you almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? He's looking into some things. So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxy's pull, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a better chance to crash the Curs and grabble them treasures. Board their ship right now. You, me, and Vicab. Suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have Wids with Swarson and see what the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Fucking word salad in this game sometimes, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Word salad. And oh look, yet another solo instance.
Yep. I'm not surprised by that.
Alright, Harris. Pulled in some favors, and there's a crew that'll get us close enough to scamper aboard the Cur's vessel. We'll be cramped up on that deck. Try to mill the whole lot at once, we'll soon find ourselves up against the rails. So go in quick and quiet and try to knock them off a few at a time. Well, Colt, are you eager to test your sea legs? Let's go. Right, no one's seen it so far. Let's get to work. Sink me stabbers in the cabin. Those two back there are yours. Now just the captain.
Yep. Green Cur Captain.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Oh hey, giant coral type kitty.
That all of them? Yep.
Yep.
Jack, I found me one of them treasures. Unless there's another fist-sized blue diamond on board, it's got to be the cerulean star. For them other two baubles, tossed the cabins and been through the hold ilm by ilm, but there's naught else here. Well, we'll just have to ask all sweet like, won't we? Spit it out, Kerr. Where are you keeping the rest of your treasures? Ah, you think I'd spill me guts for the like of you, rogue? Maybe you wouldn't at that. What about this partner you're working with? How'd you... We don't need no partner. So you're telling me this was all your own idea? You woke up one day and decided you'd attack a maelstrom transport right off the coast of Aleport, then disappear into the love and embrace of the Doxy's pull. Not exactly your style, is it? Grin Curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew that... The Grin Curs are too bleeding famous for being the crew what turned their snouts up at privateering in favor of keeping the old ways. You've only escaped the Yellow Jacket's grip this long by crawling on your bellies and snatching scraps what fell from the table. You ain't the type to sink your teeth into a Navy-owned vessel, no matter the prize. Aye, well, maybe there ain't no profit in being cautious no more. The age of pirates is swift coming to an end. Merle Vib won't be stopped. Not by a piddling little crew like mine. That's why we've thrown our lot in with the executioners. That blue rock was just our share of the loot. The scraps from the table, like you said. If you want them other trinkets, then you'll have to take it up with our new maids. One job at a time, lad. First we need to get these stinking coes and their tub back to the dock. Quest is going to be an episode all on its own.
Yeah.
Putting aside the issue of who gave the orders, there's no doubt that these was the coast as raided that maelstrom ship. Now for a punishment, what fits the crime? Oh hey, look who it is. I was informed that a certain well-known pirate ship was spotted weighing anchor at the Morrowby dry docks. I assume that this was your work. Aye, you missed all the excitement, Captain. Never you mind, the cerulean star is back and Bob and our sneaky little fambles. Humph. And these must be the grinning curs. Degenerate fiends? How dare you ply your filthy trade in Leminson waters? How many innocent sailors were massacred that you might sate your vile avarice? Every one of your kind ought to be lined up and shot. Musket ball is the only answer for this rampant display of lawlessness. Wait. You mean to just execute him here on... You mean to just execute him here on the bloody docks? Let's take the buggers into custody first. And then him over to you for lawful punishment will satisfy the demands of the code just as well. I've already got the answers to our questions, so feel free to take him away. Do not presume to give me orders, rogue. Only manage to capture these villains and their ill-gotten treasure by employing unsavory and unconscionable means. But you're not more than pirates yourselves. These bastards ain't worth a true pirate's spit. The upright thieves was formed to protect us from ourselves. Now they're just hunting dogs for the Admiral. Merleviv yanks the leash, and another buccaneer disappears. Rogues are traitors to your own kind. Hadn't been for you. Aye? Go on then. Blame me and Mikos for your own failures. You knew what you was about when you defied the code. You knew that we'd be after you. We're done here. There's still 2 treasures left, rogue, and I mean to claim them both. I'd reconsider this contest of yours, Captain. Turns out this fish we're trying to hook is a shark. It might just swallow you whole. She's like, eh. Back through the guild. I made a shave one for that. Into the roadkill. Any work on that ship, Harris? First blood is ours. What do you take to fight in the sea? There are a few that can drop an opponent as quick as a rogue. Mind you, don't exhaust yourself just flailing your blades at the tougher coves. That goes double for when you have mates on your flanks. You notice yourself starting to flag, there's not wrong with pulling back from time to time and staggering your attacks with each other to keep the pressure on. I said it afore, Colt, but I'll need you sharp enough to carve steel for what's to come. I'm afraid this will be more of a challenge than even what that little shrew was bargaining for. That's assuming the
Yeah, you're right about that, dude.
Yep. That's assuming the Curse wasn't lying about the executioners. The executioners are the way bloody think they are. Twixt you and me, though, I'm hoping the name is just some laughable coincidence.
Oh, we only could wish that were the case, Jackie.
Yep. Alright, Rogue Quest level 25, Sweet Sorrows.
Yep.
Oh there, Harris. We have a rough job ahead of us, and that's a fact. Matters are tangled enough, what with that Malala mort snapping at our heels. But we still managed to grapple that first trinket without too much fuss. Fighting back the other two treasures, though, that'll be a different story. Once the stray gets here, I'll explain what, or more to the point who, we're up against. Alright, we have two baubles left on the list. Silver Sorrows and the Black Sarcophagus. Let's see where we're at. Oi, where's Perimu got to? Underfoot? You still looking to whittle tail behind that bleeding sarcophagus? I'll not be cloying that stickler until we've got at least an inkling as to what the bloody thing looks like. Treasures aside, I've been doing some digging of me own into these executioner allies of the Grinning Curs, and I'm afraid the name weren't no coincidence. Harris, you heard of the bloody executioners, I hope? Seems them Curs was feeding from the famble of one of the nation's greatest pirate powers. This ain't no ordinary crew of cutthroats, lad. In Limsa Laminsa, the bloody executioners wield a power and influence second only to the Admiral herself. There was none too fond of Merle Webb or her prohibition on piracy, and was only the overwhelming threat posed by the Garlean Empire what eventually convinced them to play nice with the thalassocracy. The pirates ain't ones to play nice for long. Now that Hilfer ain't around to helm the ship, the solidarity of the bloody executioners has begun to show cracks. All the strongest captains and lieutenants have begun to form their own factions and are scrabbling to claim the top share for themselves. Of course, not one bloody cove can agree with another on which way the executioners ought to sail. Among these new factions, though, is a group that is pushing to break free of the Admiral's grip completely. Turns out these reformists, as they call themselves, was the one as took the Grinning Curs under their wing. Which means they've got possession of the last two treasures we've yet to cloy. Rumors around town say that, even for executioners, these coves are bloody and ruthless, not to be crossed. We should sit this one out, Jack. Piss on Malala's contest. It ain't worth this kind of grief. Be inviting the wrath of a crew so large and dangerous that even the Admiral ain't keen on coming to blows with them. They ever came after us. Large or small, it don't much matter. They broke the code when they hit that maelstrom tub. Aye, the Grinning Curs are paying for that crime, but we'd be poor sodden excuses for rogues if we let the real culprits carry on unpunished.
Damn right.
I mean to see this job to the end, and that means biting back them treasures, and handing out proper justice to them as deserves it. But Jack! Listen, with all the infighting going on at present, us stabbing a short blade into one faction's toe ain't like to bring the whole executioner crew down on our heads. Besides, them reformist buggers are so far split from the main mob that they've been avoiding the city altogether. Now it's about time we got to work. Harris, you're to track down our black market contact. We set him to look into the Cur's new allies a while back, so he should have some answers for us by now. Veil was lifted by a southerly this morning. Put the old man at his haunt in Lower Lenosha. Here, take this sack of blunt and pay a visit to the House of Sticks. Oh cool, we're giving him weed. That's Cobalt territory, if you didn't know. Old man bribes him with Thor, and hires the biggest and meanest sods as bodyguards. Be ready for your approach to be challenged. Like almost literally every other quest in this quest line. Lower Lenosha. Did say lower, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh. Well then. Hi. It's looking like the fastest way there would be to just head out of the city. Yeah. And of course, there's a fate right on top of it.
Oh, that set of caves. Yeah, I see it.
Alright, looks like it's not one I have to worry about, though.
Okay.
I do, however, have to worry about these assholes. Hi. Welcome to the House of Sticks, young rogue. Excuse my hireling's enthusiasm for grading visitors. Now, have you any cumbersome baggage of which I might relieve you before we begin our conversation in earnest? A heavy burden for one of your tender years to bear, but its weight has balanced the scales. The sum is paid and the deal is made. Let us speak of these reformists. The faction that so wronged the code now seeks to peddle one of its stolen treasures, the earrings better known as the Silver Sorrows. The deal, it is said, is set to take place at Costa del Sol. The buyer? A moneyed merchant from the golden sands of Ul'dah, Gigaruju. The earrings will be out in the open, vulnerable, or will target the moment of transaction were I so inclined, as the gentleman up there by the cabin appears to be, for he purchased this self-same information. Though he attempts to disguise his identity, the stench of a soldier yet lingers. I know not where one such as he came to learn of my existence, but I suspect he works for a certain yellow-coated captain.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
Brave she is, but foolish. Tumble blindly into the underworld, and your groping hands will not save you from the holes at your feet. Sudden shall be her fall. Now back to the guild. To the Fish Guild. Well, near it anyway. Yes, please. Welcome back, Harris. What information did the old man have on them reformists? Looking to unload them earrings, are they? To an old Don, no less. Can't say as I'm surprised to hear the buyers from out of town. Won't find many Luminsons willing to melt coin on aught them coves are selling. Only the daftest of sods would go about funding them as means to pull down the general. Admiral. Frickin'. General is the general is Raubon. Lib is the Admiral. One of Malala's lackeys arrived at the house before you. How did they know to... the curs we captured must have cackled during the Shrew's interrogations. We'll have to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we best get our arses to Costa del Sol right bleeding now. I'll handle this one, Jack. You and Harris can wait here for Perimu. Oi, Vakeb! What the hell's she playing at? After her lad, she knows this ain't a solo job. To Costa del Sol!
Yep, already warping there.
Hello there. Told you to wait at the guild. I don't need... Well, might be as I could use an extra coat in the shadows after all. Jack has his mind set on punishing the executioners, but me? Just want to skulk in, cloy them silver bits, and skulk out. I reckon that if I could manage that with no one the wiser, then they wouldn't know who to come after. Finish the job without drawing me daggers, you know? Ain't exactly true to the code. The shield of underworld honor won't stop them bloody killers from cutting me mate's throats and setting the sisters a glimmer. The guild's the only place what offered to take in a pirate stray like me, and I'll not see it burn to the ground. Deal's about to start. Say the word when you're bending to head in. Alright, here's what we know. A rich merchant what's come over from Old Oz, some old mate of Master Gigaruju. The Cullis owns Costa del Sol. Gigaruju's taken his guards and dancing dells and pranced off down the beach someplace, giving over the use of the entire resort to this friend. And she didn't want an audience for her bargain with the reformists. Which, as it happens, works out well for us. Wait until they're busy haggling over price, then snatch the sorrows and hop the twig before they realize what's amiss. Sound like a plan? Oh look, another solo instance.
No.
There, the players have arrived. The reformist's coin counter and the old on buyer setting up on the southeast platform. Earrings ought to be nearby. Hang about, where are all these other culls? The place was meant to be empty. Some nasty looking blokes in Uldan garb, and those mammoths? Ugh, that merchant's brought along a whole bloody entourage. Got ahead of myself. Should realize the job would never be that easy. I'll have to mill a few of them bodyguards first, I reckon. Don't want to fight through a forest of blades should you get caught sneaking about up them narrow walkways. Jack, I thought I'd... Stow your excuses, love. I know full well what you were about. Start going soft on us, though, and it'll be like losing one of my arms. Can't take on the bloody executioners all by myself. Only because I got rogues like you and Underfoot and Harris here that the guild can take the jobs it does. When our coves walk the shadows, it's the bleeding pirates what do the trembling. Remember that, Vakeb. We ain't some two guild robbers what strip breaches when their daddles are caught in the honeypot. We're the knives and the darkmans, and no bastard wants to go blade to blade with the likes of us. So you've not changed your mind, then? You need all the stabbers they can get. I promise mine'll be there when you need them. Benny, now let's carve a path to that platform and bite back the earrings. Keb, you hide yourself down by the docks in case the marks escape during the fight. Harris, you and me'll split up. And mill the guards as we go. Them puppets has concerned me most. Suggest you crash them little buggers before they can spring any rum fun. Creep in as close as you dare, then give them a good solid clout from behind. It ain't the most original strategy, but that don't make it any less lethal. Once you're done with the first group, slip back into the shadows and move on to the next. Not to it, eh? I figured it out. We just need to hit them really, really hard. I'll head over to the back while you start in from the front. Wrap this up before them jackets blunder in and scare off our marks. And trick attack. And high.
Yeah.
Waiting for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and trick attack. Yeah, you guys got this. Now for the mirroring. Glad of you to be here, Jack. 2. Duty complete.
Yay!
Rogues? No one mentioned about rogues. What in the hell do you think you're doing? I'm conducting a business transaction on behalf of the bloody executioners. You understand what that means? You know what they'll do to you? I am all affrighted. Odd, then, that you're the one who's shaken. Don't matter much to me who you work for. Your bosses broke the code and we're here to collect. Those would be the Silver Sorrows, then. I'm sure you paid a caravan a coin for these shiny baubles, but I doubt they're worth your life. Let's have them, then. Well, wait, damn you. You should know that this personage is an extremely influential member of the East Aldenar Trading Company. Surely you've heard of it. If the threat of reprisal will not stay your hand, then consider the political ramifications of interfering with a foreign dignitary. The Admiral would not desire you to damage Limsa's relation with Ul'dah. Yes, exactly. I am very highly placed in Ul'dan society. I have powerful friends who would not be pleased were you to mistreat me in any fashion. You must understand, the Silver Sorrows are a historical treasure, a gift once bestowed upon Sultana Nanasha Ul-Nasha by her champion. The earrings were later stolen from the royal vault, and we lost hope of ever recovering them. I might so easily purchase them thus is a miracle. Return of these trinkets will be... that is to say, the sorrows must be returned to Ul'dah. Do not look the other way for the sake of my nation's pride. You must think me some dull-witted thug if this deal was being made on behalf of your country. And why are you sneaking about and consorting with pirates? An excellent point. I might doubt your quality of character were you to continue with these feeble fabrications. Aye. You need only entrust those earrings to me, should you truly wish to see them returned to Ul'dah, that is. After all, it was to fulfill that very purpose that the Thalassocracy bid on the sorrows in the first place. Bit late there, aren't you, Captain? Think you'll agree this round belongs to us? On the contrary, my dear scoundrel. I made the winning move the moment I knew we were dealing with a merchant of Ul'dah. I come bearing an official order of seizure, authorized by the Admiral herself. I will not be harmed, but I must insist that you cooperate with this reclamation of unlawfully obtained goods. Costa del Sol is private property, it nevertheless lies within state-governed territory. Come along quietly, and we need not inconvenience Master Gegaruju any further. Beans. The suspects will be taken into Yellow Jacket custody. Do not concern yourself with the Silver Sorrows. They'll be quite safe with me. Damn. She's got us.
Yeah, so basically we got to think from the Admiral herself as a way of one-upping them.
Yep.
Sneaky little shite potato.
The hell's take that canary-colored harpy. Might as well have handed the thing to her on a velvet cushion. I'll go find Underfoot and help him with his digging. There's still that last treasure out there, and you can be sure the reformists won't be giving it up without a fight. Aye, you do that. Bene elect to you, love. There you are. Left before events had truly been decided, and I thought you deserved to know the score. The Ul'dah merchant has acquiesced to our request and surrendered the Silver Sorrows into our keeping. We've also apprehended the reformist's accountant and will be holding him for further questioning. Oh, Bonin and associate of the Bloody Executioners. Yellow Jackets don't flinch from your duty, I'll give you that. And what's this I hear about you buy-in information, Captain? I thought you'd sooner die than associate with elements of the underworld. I will do what I must to stay ahead in this challenge. The Marketeer's knowledge was vital to the case. It's true I might find his practices distasteful, but he is no pirate. It is the fading era of piracy which I mean to consign to the history books, and that chapter will never be fully closed until every last pirate-spawned relic, including you and your guild, becomes a thing of the past. Valiant and forthright, these are the words by which the Yellow Jackets live. It is the matter in which we protect Limsa Lominsa. I swore an oath on the graves of my sisters. No more shall the innocent suffer at the hands of these savage buccaneers, these unrepentant killers. And a grand oath it is. Me, I've got me fambles full just keeping the code intact. The code is a kind of oath too, when you get down to it. Since I've sworn to uphold it, I've no intention of stepping aside and letting you trample all over me or me codes. In fact, you'd be better off giving in now before matters get proper serious. Say you're sorry, admit defeat, and we'll leave it at that, eh? Your audacity knows no bounds. I'm done wasting words. I shall reclaim...
Yeah, you're talk about audacity, you little miss.
I shall reclaim that last treasure, and then I will look on victorious as your guild is dismantled brick by brick.
Ah!
That's the spirit, Captain. Just don't forget to keep an eye on them earrings. City's crawling with rogues, you know. Just keep the sorrows in a bloody lockbox of the Coral Tower, but look away for a moment, and one of me coves will bite them beauties right back. Come on, Harris. Back to the sisters for us. Back to the guild. Alright, so how soon is it until the...
Well, people were saying an hour from before, that was at like around 6 that people would be ready, so...
So after this, you're probably going to have to take off.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, and by the way, Opie wants to try and start a little earlier tonight.
Okay. Yeah, to be fair, we do go rather late. And
Yes, we do.
both on more than one occasion have dozed off before the thing got finished.
Yep. I'm shocked that you, of all people, do that.
Yeah, I've actually had for a while, and all of a sudden it's happened late. But to be fair, it is pretty damn late when we do these. So
Yep.
I'm still not as bad as he is at it, though. So
I was about to say, now I have to watch out for both you and Opie. Anyway. Well, after all that hard work, the shoe made off with the spoils. As far as her damn contest goes, I suppose that makes us even. It'll be the last treasure, this black sarcophagus, that decides the victor. Whatever the reformists are doing to keep it Bob, you can bet your grandmom's teeth there'll be some blade work needed before this job is done. Get yourself ready for a proper scrap, Harris. Here comes the money.
money, money, money.
Alright, and that is that for that. Recording 1, 2. Okay. Level 30 Rogue Quest. Market for Death.
Yeah.
I was wondering when you'd show up, Harris, but bugger me if you don't look ready to mill an entire crew of sods by yourself. And Benny that you are, because we finally uncovered some hard facts about that last treasure. Won't be long now before we close the winning piece and put this daft challenge to bed. Alright, I've gathered the other coves for a meeting, so let's get down to it. At long bloody last, the black sarcophagus has given up its secrets. Underfoot, you got some news for us? Hi, Jack. I think half our trouble in whittling the truth of it lay in calling this nasty thing a treasure. Black sarcophagus... sorry. The black sarcophagus ain't no dimber bauble. It's the Mark something Magitech mine. Leading prototype explosive was bitten from an Imperial transport vessel. And even though it ain't that big, maybe the size of a small cargo box, they say the blasted have enough kick to incinerate a bloody behemoth. Even the Garleans meant to start production at their factory in Lenosha and distribute the mines through Castrum Marinum. Lucky some plucky privateer cleared the prototype en route then, eh? An experimental weapon. That explains why the thalassocracy was so bleeding eager to bid at that auction, so reluctant to share the details with us. Now we know the what, there's still the question of the where. Kurds delivered their bit and goods to the reformists, that much is certain. What happened to the sarcophagus after that, though, we ain't so sure. There've been no reports of huge explosions or the like, so either the executioners still have the mine, or they peddled it to some other buyer. The reformist faction came together out of their shared hatred for the Admiral and her ways. I'm guessing they didn't deploy that bomb just to sell it. What is it, Lonnie? A letter for you, Jack. Says it's urgent. A letter? Who's it from? The old man. Found it while I was sorting through our daily deliveries. Let's see now. Come to Thalos. I have urgent news. Never known the old man to summon a customer. I haven't seen him at his usual haunts for a while, so do you reckon there's some rum morsel he's dug up just for us? Aye, could be. Harris, you and me are headed to Thalos. Underfoot, McKib, you're to take another stab at pinning down the location of the sarcophagus. Upper Lenosha.
Also, aren't you missing something?
Do I not have it up? I don't.
Nope.
My bad.
There we go. Yep, there we go. Yep.
The guild, yes. Okay. Look to me like the fastest way to this would be Go to western and then go north. Run, little unicorn, run! Hi.
Yeah.
No, it is down there.
Well then.
Oh. I was looking in the wrong spot. Thank you. You alright, old man? You're wasting your time, darling. You opened that Scragg's wrinkled throat bells ago. You cross the bloody executioners and you get what's coming to you. Did you like our message? Wasn't sure you'd fall for it, but a little mystery goes a long way, eh? Aw, now don't be like that, darling. You and me mates didn't have much choice. When the boss says, go play with the rogues, then we gotta go play with the rogues. After all, we never asked you to come ruin our game now, did we? Don't give me no long-winded speech about your precious code. Reformist vision stretches far beyond what them tired old rules is good for. Once Captain Icebeard takes command of the executioners, he'll give us back the teeth we lost when we submitted to the Admiral's leash. Be the terrors of the sea once more, free to rove and plunder in a new age of pirate glory. And I'll bathe in blood to see that age come to pass. Kick down your shite stinking code and have all your sneaky heads on the chopping block. Like hells you will. The only sentence what's being passed today is yours. Well, hello there, darling. Ain't you a fine-looking lad? I've heard all this prattle afore. Free to pillage and plunder, is it? Aye, it all sounds grand, but you don't think of the price. That shite stinking code is the only thing what keeps you bloody coves from milling one another. Without it, without Winslow and Mincer to call home, you'd be adrift in an ocean of quarrons. But if you're so keen to keep company with the dead, I'll be sodden happy to oblige. You was prettier with your gob shut. I can see I'm out of me depth here. As much as I'd like to lop off your noggins, I'll have to be satisfied with dragging the two of you out into the wilds. Keep you well out of the way, haven't I? Out with it, then. Ain't it obvious? Stubborn Scrags is looking to swipe our new toy. My job was to stall you. Captain has the mine with him right now, set to show the rest of the executioners that he's got the stones to sit in the leader's chair. And what better way to do that than executing the bitch what snapped the chains on our crew? Targeting the Admiral herself? Plan to blow up the command room, ain't you? Aye, you have me permission to panic. Of course, if you'd rather steer clear of the city, I'd be glad to keep you company right here, sweet pea. Got this mad Mort at our mercy, but she seems to be enjoying herself. Better drag her back to the guild and see what other information she'll spill. Need you back in Limsa as well, but you've business at the foremast first. Find Captain Malala at her post there. Forget about the sodden challenge and tell her everything we know. Unless my judgment's well off kilter, she'll do what needs to be done. And back to Limsa. That's Zephyr. Never mind. Off to Summerford.
Yep.
What else? Okay then. Giant enemy crabs.
Yep. Got any crabs that are way overmatched.
Yep. Hi, we got some news for you. Oh, you're one of Jack's rogues. Come to steal the sorrows, have you? Well, you shan't have them. As you can see, they're safely clasped upon my very own... You're not here for the earrings? The Admiral, you say? And you are sure these fiends are in possession of the sarcophagus? Must deploy more sentries at once. Do not think this voids our challenge, rogue. You can relay as much to your impudent guildmaster. But you can thank him for the warning as well. Well. That's far enough away. So the jackets are on the move. Bene. I've been listening to that adult pirate cackle since I got her back to the sisters, but she's given us not what we didn't already know. We know more than enough. So we rally the rogues and go after that mine, or it blows up in our mums. You'll need all the edge you can get for what's to come, so let's introduce you to a new trick. This one's called Shadow Fang. You're right, and you'll see your opponents start to wither before you. And the toughest swads will be wondering why their knees are trembling halfway through the fight. Tell you it's best to sink the Fang in early, but I'm sure a clever cove like yourself will figure that out. Alright. Alright, Rogue Quest level 30, Cloying Victory.
Yeah.
If the leader of the reformists, this Captain Isabir, is planning on milling the Admiral with a bang, then my guess is he'll be aiming to demolish the entire command room. You know the mizzenmast, eh? Tower what hold the drowning winch in Bulwark Hall? The Admiral's bridge, and her command room, are right at the top of it. Then you've got the district what surrounds the mizzenmast. It's the busy beating heart of the city. Even with the threat of an attack, you can't just seal it up in the blink of an eye and call the whole thing Bob. Try to explain the danger to the cult what lived and worked there, and you'd have a frightened stampede and mob on your fambles. Nay, lad, our only option is to have eyes snilching every approach to the tower. I'll put the wit out to as many coasts as I can and spread them through the streets. Your job will be to cover the aft castle. So wait and see, Harris. We'll get this Isabir, and his little bomb, too. Hi.
Yeah, I'll get the meddling kids and their little dog, too.
How are people just standing out on the water like that?
I have no idea.
Okay. To the aft castle. Ugh, the fog picked a grand night to roll in thick. That'll make things interesting. Our presence on the streets is far too thin. Where are the reinforcements I ordered? My apologies, Captain. There just aren't any more soldiers to spare. The bulk of our forces has already been assigned to guard not only the Admiral, but a number of other high-ranking personnel as well. Unacceptable. What could Commodore Rayner be thinking? There are dangerous criminals stalking the city as we speak. Call in squads from the outposts if you must, but I want to see our security tightened and the populace properly protected. But Captain, we can't be certain the pirates' plan hasn't changed. We consider the possibility that they switched to a target outside the walls. It would be folly to weaken those defenses. Major point, Sergeant. Return to your post. Once all is lost, it is far too late to question what one should have done. You seem troubled, sir. Perhaps I can be of assistance. And there goes her gun. I've been dying to meet you, lass. Aye, keen to set eyes on the bold yellow belly what cost our crew a fortune in Old Don coin. You're an executioner. One of Isabir's men. You stray too far into a world you don't understand, lass. Your eyes is fixed on the light of justice, leaving you blind to the chasm opening up at your feet. At least they'll say you died with your boots on. Yellow belly won't be bothering us no more, Captain. As for the mine, the lads will have it primed in front of the winch by the time you get there. Good. Not long now before we drag that bitch Admiral, her pretty tower, and all her simpering curs down to the bottom of the sea. Then I'll raise our flag in the ruins of the mizzenmast and lead our brethren in a return to the old ways of blood and plunder. And then some drunk dude shows up. Said, and that's that last bottle. Bottles? Life is gonna kill me. Eh? What's that then? He's still alive. Not after the command room. We need to bring down the entire tower. The mizzenmast falls. Bridges follow. Half the city will. Help me. Someone must be told. Hurt. Why, hello there. You, how did you... Your valiant and forthright weapon. Hear that single pistol shot from miles away. Weren't hard to guess what had happened. Poked the yellow jackets on my way over. Healer will be along shortly. Benny, that means we've only one last thing to do. We've never been allies, but I beg of you. We must stop them. Save the city. Lass, you know, you don't need to ask. Taking down mad coves and biting back what was bitten is our job. Bleh. Well set then. Ready, Jack. Always. This has been one of the most, epic and involved one of these class quest lines in the base game.
Yep.
Let's go clear that sarcophagus. Fit Isabir for a new coffin. I seem to remember this one actually giving me a bit of trouble first time around.
Yeah, I can see that because trying to find those damn bomb devices.
Yep. Go this way. Mine. Don't mind me. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Minutes until the show begins. All right. Find and destroy the data. One.
Yep.
And a two. And the other one is up. Being in 90 seconds. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Aha! Thank God I have all these back. All right.
I'm gonna mop the floor with these guys.
Yep. Now to take care of the tractors.
Yep.
Woo! I did it. Status report. Mine has been disabled, and the engineers should soon have it safely removed. Our soldiers sustained some injuries in the battle with the reformists, but none were fatal. Also, the Admiral sends her sincerest gratitude. Look, there she is. It's Captain Malala, the hero of Limsa Liminsa. Are you recovered from your wound, Captain? We heard how you very nearly lost your life stopping that horde of pirates from blowing up the mizzenmast. We cheers for the Yellow Jackets. Our city'd be lost without you. But wait, that's not how it... Sergeant, what of the rogues? Did they survive the battle? I don't really know, Captain. What we found near the sarcophagus were reformists. They're dead or strung from the rafters. Alive, then. It would seem we are deeply in their debt. Captain, might I have the silver sorrows from you now? I've been ordered to hand them over to the Commodore, along with the black sarcophagus. Why, of course, they're right here. She hasn't been wearing them this whole cutscene. The earrings! I could have sworn I was still... You wouldn't have. He stole them from me while I lay dying? That cad! I knew he was not to be trusted. Keep an eye on them, indeed. I should have known. Meanwhile, around the corner... Are you sure about this, Jack? Should have cloyed the sarcophagus as well. I think she's earned it, don't you? If it bothers you that much, think of it as a trade. If you ask me, they look a bit daft. Well, I didn't ask you. The jackets ended up with the mine, and we got the diamond and the earrings. Which means victory belongs to the Rogues Guild. You think Malala will leave it at that, then? Get the feeling we ain't done with her yet. I'd say we're done with her challenge, but you never know when our paths will cross again. Just have to see what Limsa's underbelly spits up next. Aye, the city ain't ever quiet for long. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you, Harris. If I ever need a trusty pair of stabbers by me side, I'll know who to ask. I'm off as well. Bloody starving I am. Don't forget to yaffle a bite when you can, eh, Harris? You'd best head back to the sisters, too, before the shrew decides she'd rather hear us cry cockles. Bene work, Harris. Be seeing you soon. I'm Batman. That reminds me, I've kind of been trying to think of some transitions for when I get around to editing these. Because, like, you can only show a parade of chocobos so often before it gets a little tiresome, you know? I need variety. Hi. Bye.
Yeah.
Oh there, Harris. It'll be nice to finally have a bit of rest, eh? Job never ends, but even a dimber-damber like myself needs to breathe every now and again. Your veteran mates must be wondering where you got to. It's a proper long assignment, but I'm glad you decided to see it through. You've proven to be a stalwart protector of the code, even though this ain't truly your world. When you walk back into the Lightmans, you'll have to find your own code to uphold. When you do, you'll have the skills you learned in the shadows to help you defend it. That's more than enough prattle out of me. Travels might take you far and wide, Harris, but know you're always welcome here at the Sisters. Take the muns. Alright.